Students, welcome to my channel Cambridge Physics with Asad. Today we are going to start paper 2 February March 2021. We'll be solving some of the MCQs in this session and the rest of the MCQs we'll be solving in the next one, inshallah. Okay, so let's start our paper without wasting any time. Question number 1 of that paper is saying a student has a measuring cylinder containing water and also has a balance. Which of these could she use to find the volume of a small metal sphere? She has no other apparatus. Okay, so option number 1, either the measuring cylinder containing water or the balance. The measuring cylinder containing water only, the balance only, neither the measuring cylinder nor the balance. So the question is saying a student has a measuring cylinder containing water and also has a balance. So which you could use to find the volume of small metal sphere. So for a small metal sphere, as we know, we cannot use any balance to measure the volume. So the balance we are using here should be used for the mass of the body. But here in this question they're asking about the volume. So volume of those kind of bodies which are having a type of irregular shaped bodies, or you can say where it is difficult to find the mass, length, width and height of the body. So as it is circular or cylindrical, so it is difficult to find its length, height and width. As you know, volume is length times width times height. So यहाँ पे कोई भी नहीं given. So हम यहाँ क्या करेंगे? We will be taking this option B, the measuring cylinder containing water only, because only we need water here. अगर हम इस metal sphere को, let's suppose this cylinder is having 20 ml of water, and once you put this metal sphere inside that cylinder, so initial reading is 20, and once you put that, its level is, let's suppose, raised, okay, up to 30 ml. Now what should we do? We should subtract the initial reading 30 minus 20 from the final one, and we will get the volume of that metallic sphere, right? So the correct option here we have is this B, the measuring cylinder containing water only. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, we are having another question. The ball hits a bat with a velocity of 30 meters per second and leaves the bat traveling with a velocity of 20 meters per second in the opposite direction. The ball is in contact with the bat for 0.10 seconds. What is the magnitude of the acceleration of the ball whilst it is in contact with the bat? Okay, so there are 4 options given again, and they are saying that the ball is coming toward the bat, okay, and once the player hits the ball with that bat, sorry for my trying, okay, so it makes a contact with the bat for 0.10 seconds. Okay, so they are saying that what is the magnitude of the acceleration of the ball whilst it is in contact with the bat? So we could not say anything at that point that the ball has started moving in the opposite direction or not. So no, there is no clue. Okay, जैसे ही बॉल हिट करेगा बैट को, सही है, उस टाइम कांटेक्ट जब कांटेक्ट बनाएगा, so we cannot say anything that it will move in which direction. Okay, so at that time both the velocities, like as we know, Acceleration here is v minus u over time, but we cannot subtract this velocity, the initial velocity from the final one, as both the velocities are added once the ball is in contact with the bat. So both the velocities here, one is 30 meter per second and the other one is 20 meter per second. Both should be added because the ball didn't start traveling in the opposite direction. So we can say 0.10, 50 over 0.10 will give you an answer. Okay, that is, I think so, 500 meter per second. Okay, so the correct answer here is D, right? Okay. Question number 3 is saying a train begins a journey from a station and travels 60 kilometers in a time of 20 minutes. What is the average speed of the train? Okay, so to find the average speed of train, as we know, speed formula is total distance over total time. So the total distance covered by the train here is 60 kilometer, while we know the SI unit of speed is meter per second, so we need both the quantities in the same units. Okay, the distance is given in kilometer, so we should convert this into meters. 60 into 1000, okay, over 20 into 60. As we know, there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay, so that would be 60,000 over 1200. If you divide this, you will get an answer C, 50 meter per second, which is the correct answer. Okay, so question number 4 is saying which statement about the mass is correct. Okay, so let's check the statement about the mass. A mass of 10 kg weighs 1 Newton near the Earth's surface. So let's find the weight. If either they are correct or wrong, so weight is equals to mass times gravitational acceleration, which will give you 10 times 10, that is 100. So the first option is wrong. The second option is mass is gravitational force. No, it is not even possible. So mass is actually the quantity of matter in a body. It is not a force. Okay, so the third option is mass increases when the gravitational field strength increases. So it is wrong as well. Is mass is a constant quantity. It is, as I said earlier, that is a quantity of matter, and number of particles cannot be changed with a force. So no, this is wrong. The greater the mass of the body, the more it resists a change in its motion. Yes, that is true. If you, let's suppose, if you want to move these two bodies, so it will resist. Let's suppose this is having a mass of, let's suppose, 10 kg. Okay, and this body is having mass of 5 kg. So if you are trying to move this body, it will resist more, as we know that it requires more force. So this statement is, but if we talk about this one, so this will resist less as its mass is less. So this statement makes some sense. That is the correct answer, this one, D. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, question number 5 is saying a small bottle has a mass of 20 grams when empty. The volume of the bottle is 10 centimeter cube. When full of liquid, the total mass is 150 gram. What is the density of the liquid? So be careful with those kind of questions. Okay, या इस टाइप की क्वेश्चंस में आपकी कॉमन सेंस को जज किया जाता है, उसको देखा जाता है कि कितना प्रेजेंट माइंडेड है आप. ठीक है, यहाँ पे देखिए a word is given dense. What is the density of liquid? So when a liquid is mentioned, it means that we are taking the mass. As we know, the density is mass per unit volume. So the mass we will take here should be of liquid here. We are not adding any other mass or the mass of the bottle, because it's totally out. They are only asking about the mass, the density of the liquid. Okay, so for density of the liquid we need mass of the liquid. Okay, if the total mass of a bottle plus a liquid is 150, so it means that the bottle mass is 20 gram. We are going to subtract that from the total mass. We will get the mass of the liquid, which is 130 grams. Now we need to put the values inside the formula. So mass here is 130, where the volume is 10. Volume of the liquid is 10. So we are going to divide that and we'll get the answer, that is 13 grams per centimeter cube, which is option C. Right. So correct answer of question number 5 is C. Okay, let's move forward. Question number 6 is saying an object of mass 0.80 kg is moving in a straight line at a velocity of 2 meters per second. A force is exerted on the object in the direction of motion for a period of 1 minute, and the velocity of the object increases to 6 meters per second. What force is exerted on the object? So we know the formula of force is mass times acceleration. We already know the mass, which is given here in the question, but we have to find the acceleration. As speeds are given, but there is no acceleration given. Okay, so let's find the acceleration. The formula of acceleration is v minus u over time, right? So the final velocity we are having here is 6. The initial one is 2 meters per second. Okay, is this object is moving with 2 meters per second and in the same direction, force is applied, so obviously the speed would be increased because of that force. So once it is increased, its value was 6 meters per second. We are going to subtract them, and the time given here is 1 minute. So again, the SI unit of time is seconds, so I'm converting this time into seconds, which is 1 into 60 gives me 60 seconds, right? So 4 over 60 and divide this 4 over 60, you will get, let me calculate this, 4 divided by 60, you will get 0. Acceleration is 0.666 and so on. Okay, this is the acceleration. Now we can easily find the force, which is mass times acceleration. Mass is given here 0.80. It is given in the question, and the acceleration we find it out is 0.66. So let's multiply those two values. You will get the force 0.80, which is 0.053. Option A is the correct answer. Okay, so I hope you understood that. Let's do question number 7, which is saying an object moves at a constant speed in the circular path shown. Which statement about the acceleration of the object when it is at point P is correct? So let me tell you guys that whenever we talk about acceleration, so acceleration is from Newton's second law. We know that acceleration is directly proportional to force, or you can say that whatever the direction of the force is, acceleration will be in the same direction. So check this, that what is if a body is moving in a circle, it means that the force acting on that body is centripetal force, and the direction of the centripetal force is towards the center. Okay, so which statement about the acceleration of the object when it is at point P is correct? The acceleration is in the direction of x. No, it is wrong, because the force is not acting in the direction of x. The acceleration is in the direction of y. No, it is not correct. The acceleration is in the direction of z. Yes, it is in the direction of z, as we know that the force is towards the center. So C is the correct option for question number 7. Okay, let's move forward. An object, question number 8, an object is pivoted at point P. A student ties a length of string to a pig on the object. He pulls the string with a force F. What is the moment of force F about point P? Okay, so we already know that moment of force equals force times perpendicular distance. Okay, so what is the force here? Force is given in the diagram F, that is acting in this direction, and the only perpendicular distance that is making a 90-degree angle is S. So the rest of uh, the distance is not making any 90-degree angle, so all these are wrong except this S, which is making a 90-degree angle. So the moment of force here would be force times S, which is option C is the correct option. Okay, let's do question number 9. A gas molecule strike the wall of the container. The molecules rebound with the same speed. Okay, you can see the diagram. A ball is given which is moving in that direction. Once it hits the wall, it rebounds. Okay, what happens to the kinetic energy and what happens to the momentum of the molecule? So kinetic energy, if you are taking, as we know, kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So if the speed, they are saying the speed is not changing, so the amount of speed is not changing, the mass is the same. Let's say 1 kg is the mass and 1 meter per second is the velocity. So we can easily say yes, it is not changing either in both ways. If it is moving towards the wall or away from the wall, in both the cases the kinetic energy will remain the same as mass and speed remains constant. Okay, so we are having two options where the kinetic energy is mentioned stays the same. So we are going to check the momentum. Okay, what will happen to the momentum? As we know, that momentum is a vector quantity. So if the direction is, as we know that vectors are having magnitude plus direction. Okay, and we know that if we are talking about the velocities of bodies, so velocity is also a vector quantity. Okay, in that case, when the ball is moving towards the wall, it is having a direction, a forward direction, or from left to right. Okay, from left to right. But once it hits the wall, okay, she changes its direction, and it is now from right to left. Okay, so That is the problem occurring here, is the magnitude of the velocity or the momentum is not changing, but its direction is changing. So that's why we are saying that the momentum is changing, as the momentum in the reverse direction are once the ball hits the wall, when it rebounds, the momentum is in the reverse direction. Okay, so we are saying then that the momentum is changing. So option C is the correct option. Okay, the momentum will not stay the same. Keep that in mind. Okay, most of the time when you are calculating the values, so the amount you will get will remains the same as conservation of momentum. According to that, the final momentum must be equals to initial momentum. Here it will prove, but the directions are saying, that's why we are saying that the momentum is changing here. Okay, the last question, sorry, not the last, but uh, I'm doing tell question number 10. Okay, और हम इसको कंटिन्यू करेंगे from tomorrow. We'll be doing question number 11, from question number 11 till question 40. Okay, so we will be doing only 10 questions today. A horizontal force pulls a box along a horizontal surface. The box gains 30 joules of kinetic energy and 10 joules of thermal energy is produced by the friction between the box and the surface. How much work is done by the force? So keep that in mind, that work and the energy is the ability to do work. So work and the energy are the same things here. Okay, जितना वर्क होगा उतनी, या जितनी एनर्जी होगी उतना ही आपके पास वर्क है. सही है. तो आपके पास जो फोर्स लग रहा है, ओके, दे आर सेइंग हाउ मच वर्क इज डन बाय द फोर्स. ओके, सो the force has done, like, it moved that box and produced a kinetic energy of 30 joules. At the same time, it is doing what? It is cancelling the fraction of 10 joules as well. ठीक है, 10 joules का जो फ्रैक्शन है, जो रेजिस्टेंस है, उसको भी ओवरकम कर रहा है. सो मींस के 10 joules फर्दर एनर्जी भी है जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी में एडेड नहीं है, बट दैट इज यूज्ड इन कैंसलिंग दैट फ्रैक्शन दैट इज एक्चुअली रेजिस्टिंग द मोशन ऑफ द बॉडी. सो द टोटल amount of energy produced here, or the work done by that force, is equals to 30 joules plus 10 joules to cancel the effect of that fraction, which is equals to 40 joules, and the correct option is D. Thank you so very much. See you inshallah in the next class. We'll be doing questions from question number 11 onwards. Take care. Stay blessed.